What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How's it going out there in Fish Tank Land? This is Joseph Harden from JH Aquatics, and today I'm doing a little bit of live stream. I'm trying to catch up on some things, clean up the fish room, organize some stuff. But I definitely wanted to make the time to get on here and hang out with you guys for about an hour. I want to say thank you guys so much to all of my new viewers that I have. A lot of new viewers lately and a lot of new subscribers. I'm really, really appreciative of it, and I look forward to creating some really awesome content for you here in the near future. This next coming week, I have another piece on Peru, and I also have a couple other pieces coming out as well. But just wanted to say thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it, and appreciate all of you that like, share, comment on all my content. It's so awesome. It means so much to me. Let's see. Let me check out the chat. We already got you guys are already in here. It's awesome. We got Daryl Dimmer first, of course, always. He's always first in the chats. He's on the ball, that's for sure. Joel's Aquarium 54. Punchy, how are you, Miss Punchy? I've been checking out some of your artwork. I love that piece that you posted on Facebook. I don't know if that was yours. I was looking at the signature on the corner. It didn't look like it was yours, but that was super funny, the one of Van Gogh. It's good stuff. It made me laugh this morning. Or I think it was this morning, early this morning. Not Aquarius, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Fancy Tales Aquatics, Damien. All right, it's good to have you guys in here. I do appreciate it. I'm just enjoying my Sunday. Water change day, Sunday fun day in the fish room. I found some new shrimp in my Bowface tank right back here. That was pretty sweet. I have some gigantic, enormous shrimp in that aquarium, and I tried to single out and just put a few of the females, my choice, some special females of my Neocaridina red cherry shrimp that have this white racing stripe down their back. And I put them in there, and I thought that it was just females in there. And after cleaning the tank yesterday, I noticed there was a massive male in there as well. I pulled him out, but while cleaning, I noticed there was a lot of little babies in there. So I had a little outbreak of red cherry shrimp in the aquarium over here. Wasn't really planning on it, but it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. But if you look at my Instagram, I do have a little video of what I'm calling her Big Bertha. She's about an inch and a quarter long. I want to take something in there and measure her. She's definitely over 1 inch in length. It's a Neocaridina red cherry shrimp, and I have actually 3 of them that are super large like that in that aquarium. And what I've noticed is if you take the red cherry shrimp, or I think the shrimp period, these the Neocaridina or Caridina shrimp, if you put them in a really big tank and get them a lot of room by themselves and single them out by sexes, they seem to get really big that way. And so that's kind of where I've been playing with that and experimenting with that more. And I'm getting some really large shrimp that way. I'm really tempted to take them to the aquatic experience and put them in competition this year, if not next year for sure. Waterbox, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Priscilla, I saw Priscilla in the chat. Where was she? She's back here. What's up, Priscilla? It's good to see you in here. I need to catch up with your stream as well. I'm missing some of your artwork. Kelly, welcome to the chat. Let's see. Nando, how are you? Real things for fish tanks. What is this? Real thing for you fish tanks. Welcome to my stream. I appreciate seeing you in here. It's a new name, a new face for me. But like I said already, I just want to say thank you to my new subs that I have. There is a lot of I've gained a lot of new subs in the last 4 days. Kind of was blowing up. I was at work, and every time I looked at my phone, I had like another 30 subscribers. I think Corey had something to do with that. Looks like he's doing a contest. If you go to his YouTube channel, or if you go to his website, he's doing a contest. He's giving away, I believe, 5 aquarium lights. I think it's the Bluebell 3.0s. And part of the contest is collecting points. And I believe he put me on the list there for, I think it's 10 points to win that contest. There's a couple other really cool channels on there on top of it, but it was really nice of him to do that. I really do appreciate that. I definitely gained a friend in Peru. I really enjoyed the time that I spent with him, the living experiences that I gained from him, just the knowledge, tips and tricks in the fish room, stuff like that as well. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. I'm totally open for questions because I'm just really hanging out today. I just want to have fun with you guys. Just kind of say thank you to the new subs. Greg Jones, it's good to see you in the chat. Donald Johnson, hello, welcome. It was just when is episode 3? Greg Jones asks. It will be this week, definitely. Probably not going to wait until Friday for it. It should probably come out on Tuesday. I've been doing Tuesday and Friday have been my days. I'm probably going to change that up as well. I'm going to be changing up a lot of things, to be completely honest. I'm just, I want to make sure that I can give you guys quality content. If it's not quality content, I just don't want to put it out there kind of at that point. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time as well. So if I put out one video a week, it'll be one good video a week. That's really what it's got to come down to. That's kind of where I'm at. And these live streams is just it's a chance for me to talk a lot. It's a chance for me to get it out and get to see my people, the people that do watch my content and appreciate my content, and really give me a chance to maybe share some new information and say thank you and you guys really are my inspiration. It keeps me going. It keeps me making the content. Without you as my viewers, and without your comments, and without you sharing my content out to other people, it's just you're the fuel and you're the fire underneath my what to keep me going. Let's see, but it's good to see you in here, Greg Jones. Yeah, the next piece will probably be on Tuesday, and I have something. I could totally do this right now because I've been having a hard time making content, making videos on certain things that are just not going to get me views and are actually going to bring my analytics down. It's really kind of hard. It's a fine line here on YouTube. Making the algorithm happy is not that easy these days. It gets harder and harder every day to be on this platform and to stay on the up and up with the algorithm, with the computer itself, the platform. But I guess I could do something to spice up this stream a little bit while Greg Jones is here. I have my aquarium box, which I have not opened yet. I was thinking about doing a unboxing video, but I did my batch shooting for the day, and it did not make it into the list there. It did not get filmed. But I should go ahead and share that with you guys. Kyle Boise, thank you for that $10 super chat. I really do appreciate that. Let me see what you said here. I love your content and did watch before Corey pushed, but I'm glad he did. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate his support lately, and I think that he's not just doing it for no good reason. I think he could see that I'm serious about what I'm trying to do, and that for me, it isn't about the subs, though. It's not about the money. Of course, we all want to survive, and we all need to create, an income, and that comes in many different ways. We all know that none of us make our money off of AdSense. My views and my subscribers is, like I said, it's my fuel and my fire to keep me going. It's my inspiration. I make this content for you guys. It's a way to share my knowledge, share my experiences. I could just sit here in my house alone with my fish tanks and keep it all to myself. But it means so much more to me to have the opportunity to share it with you. And YouTube is a beautiful platform that makes that possible. That is for sure. And to me, the key to happiness is not. Well, the key to happiness is about how you give back and what you give back to the world around you. I think that when you pass away and you end your life, that's how people remember you. They remember you by what you did to help the world, what you did to help the community around you. And that's kind of how I look at YouTube, without getting too sappy or too deep about it. That's how I look at YouTube. It's my opportunity to give back and to support my community. I remember when I was just starting out in the hobby and just trying to learn things, and I'm learning stuff every day. We are all always learning, I hope. And if you think you know everything, then that you're in a sad place as far as I'm concerned. But I remember when I was young and just learning this stuff, and And you know, if it wasn't for the really awesome fish stores that I went to get my fish that were actually good, respectful, responsible stores that took the time to teach me, not just sell me fish, if it wasn't for my father that really supported me and got me going, honestly, in the very beginning, and his knowledge behind fish keeping, if it wasn't for the other people around me, is what I'm getting at, that supported me and taught me the proper way to care for fish, and you know, the proper and things to do and the wrong things to do, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, and my fish would not all be alive right now today. That's for sure. The water box, thank you so much for that $2 super chat. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the content too, and I appreciate all the good, positive, educational content that you put out as well. You know, it is really important. We have a responsibility. I mean, we could go and cram out content and just BS people, and that's totally easy and totally possible, and can totally get away with it. But we're harming the community and we're harming the hobby by doing that. We're not doing any good by just spitting out content and making videos for the giggles of it, if you know what I mean. And it's not going to pay off in the end for you, you know, if you do that on top of it all. But anyways, no, I appreciate the water box. I appreciate your positive and good content that you're putting out there to and you know, instill some morals and some good, you know, a good knowledge to the proper way to keep and care for fish. Let's see. I see some new faces in here, which is really awesome. And you know, to all these new faces and to all these new names that I'm seeing here, I'm gonna do what I can to sub up you guys and check out your content as well if you are content creators. But thank you for watching my videos lately and for subscribing to my channel. I really, really am grateful and thankful for it. And I promise I'll do everything I can to give you guys quality, valuable content that has its place. And you know, I am an artist, so I try to do something different than everybody else is doing. But at the same time, I know that there's content out there that you guys are looking for, and I will be doing everything I can to get that out to you guys as well. So let me go ahead and take care of this box real quick while I'm here. Let's have fun with this. I might try to turn this camera down just a little bit so that we can all see this. I will be watching the chat here, and I will be answering your questions as we go. But I'm just going to go ahead and pry into this box real quick and see what's in here while I'm checking out the stream. So, like I said before, it's really helpful if you guys make sure to put question marks at the end of your sentences. I'm a good reader, but I'm not the best reader in the world. And I'll be completely honest. If I see a question mark, I see a question, and I will check it and catch up on that and make sure that I get an answer out to you. DPK, I see here you have a big question. Did you notice any difference in the water parameters and the different altitudes in Peru? Okay, so that is a good question. I noticed basically the way it went with Peru and the different areas that we were at. When you were at the higher elevations, where let me just get this out real quick because this is a really good question. When we were in the higher elevations and we were in the really cold water rivers, there's really cool streams, high moving water. It was definitely cooler temperatures. It was moving a lot faster, much heavier flow. And I did notice that in those areas, the pH could be a little bit higher, as high as maybe 7.2, maybe 7.1. And I think that's due to it kind of being more of like a liquid rock situation where you have all these large boulders emitting minerals, or just, you know, getting into the water column from that. So the pH was a tiny bit higher in those river-like situations that were a little bit more, had more like rapids as people watch the videos. Temperature was cooler. The TDS was even lower, as low as like 6 and 7 parts per million. No joke. This water, without any bacterial thing that could be in that water was drinkable, was pure water. The kind of stuff you want to put in a bottle and sell on the shelf. No joke. We're talking like, we did not find a TDS higher than 10, as far as I know. There might have been one place that had a TDS of 12 or 12 and a half, 13. But for the most part, the TDS of the water was 10 and lower. So, okay, so to complete that question, and the other areas that were a little bit more turbid, you couldn't really see. They were like pretty much like black water situations. A lot of tannins, lots of leaf litter, lots of decaying leaf litter, stuff like that. So obviously, in those situations, the TDS was a little bit higher, maybe 9, maybe 10, but that's about it. But so it was pretty incredible how there'd be areas where you had almost zero visibility. I was trying to film with with a GoPro, and couldn't get much out of it. I got about maybe 12 inches of visibility in some of these areas that were more like little creeks and had a lot of mud in them and a lot of biodecaying, decaying leaf litter. So definitely the pH in those areas was a little bit more acidic. It was definitely down to about 6.5, 6.7, 6.8. I think I definitely remember some measurements of 6.7 and 6.8 in some of those areas. So definitely more acidic than the river-like situations with a lot more rocks, big boulders and stuff. But it was just incredible that no matter where we were, the TDS was insanely low. Like even with almost zero visibility in the water, it was still like 6 or 7, maybe 9 or 10 at the most. Really awesome stuff. 54 Punchy, thank you for posting up my Patreon. When you're talking about making money, it's all about the money, but that is the only way I really create funds for my channel to buy better webcam, which I obviously need right now. That's on my list, a new webcam, and I'm moving up to fiber optic, which is going to be about $110, $120 a month. That's my next step, priority-wise, for my studio space, new webcam, and upgrading to fiber optic internet so that it's not choppy. I don't know what you're seeing out there right now. It could be all Legos. I'm just going forward with it. I can't think about that right now because I can't really change that. So those are my two main priorities there, and Patreon supports that stuff. And in my fish room, I'm getting a full-scale RODI system. I'm actually going to go to about 8 stages. I'm going to do an RODI system for all my tanks. And I'm getting a linear air pump so that I can plumb in out of my ceiling. I can plumb in a 3/4 inch air line, which will cut through the whole house along the ceiling and supply air to all of my aquariums. I'm pretty much getting rid of all of my hang on the back filters. Everything's going sponge filter. It's just, it works well. And with all my shrimp, it makes a lot more sense. Oh, so let me get into this. I do want the questions, but I'm gonna get into this box as well. Is to see, are there any dangerous animals in the waters and the land there? Fancy Tail Aquatics asks me that. Were there any dangerous animals? If you watch my Instagram, you'll see we did find. I actually found it. I'm gonna take props on that. Found a Cayman crocodile. We were walking along this muddy little. It was a really nasty spot. Me and Corey both got stuck in like quicksand, and I'm trying to put that video together. That will be in my third video, I'm sure. But this was like quicksand. Me and Corey were both in up to our waist. I had to pass in my camera to save my camera from getting damaged, and I almost had to take my backpack off. I was so close to getting my backpack wet. I was that far buried in the mud, both of us. Anyways, so we're in this spot. We make it up around a corner, and I see this tail sticking out of the dirt up on the side, the bank of this creek, this gut. It wasn't even, it was a very, very small waterway, but it had all kinds of Corydoras and Plecostomus in it. Anyways, so I see this tail sticking out, and I'm like, I grew up, I live here in the Caribbean, like, and I lived in Mexico. I know an iguana, and I'm like, there's this lizard tail over here. There's a lizard tail over here, and the guide is like, it's an iguana, it's an iguana, and I'm like, no, it's not an iguana. I know my lizards. This is a crocodile, and he's like, no, it's an iguana. It's just probably an iguana, and I'm like, Felix, come here. This is a crocodile. So he comes over, and sure enough, it's a crocodile. It looked like a dragon tail sticking out of the dirt. Like I knew it was a crocodile. So it was a Cayman crocodile, but it's an adolescent crocodile, and he was crazy. He grabbed it by the tail, pulled it out by the tail, stuck his hand up in the hole, and grabbed it from behind the back of its neck. Pulls this thing out of its little, like, it had like a nest up in there that it was in. Luckily, there wasn't a big nest, and there was another one in there or something, because it was only about 3.5, 4 feet long, and only. And he pulls this thing out. So there's some pictures, there's some video that a few of us put up. Dean Tweedle has on his Instagram. Corey, I believe, has a video of it on his Instagram, and I also have a video of that Cayman crocodile on my Instagram, so you can check that out there. Do any selling of fish that you breed personally? Fish and Shrimp asks me if I do any selling of fish or shrimp or anything. I am looking at getting rid of some of my yellow King Kong Caridina shrimp. But I'd like to figure out what the bacteria bloom is in it. I've been working hard on this bacteria bloom, and it's not completely gone yet. But I do have a bacteria bloom in there. I have about 400 or 500 yellow King Kongs in there. I definitely need to thin out the population, but I just can't go there yet. I don't feel safe sending people shrimp when I might be sending them a bacteria. There's definitely something in the water column. It's not harmful to them. The TDS is under 100 in that aquarium. But I do have a UV light in there, and I've been trying to kick it since before Peru. Trying to not to do super major water changes, but I'm doing about 10-15% water changes daily on that right now with RODI water that I buy. Have been buying from the ice company lately. Anyways, so we're getting there. I am working on a website, jhaquatics.com, but I haven't followed through with going live with that just yet. I plan on having a lot of dried botanicals like Tandem Botanicals has. I have access to a lot of awesome dried botanicals such as Indian almond leaves, lots of different mangroves, twigs, and other medicinal dried botanicals that are perfect in shrimp tanks and any kind of black water aquarium situation. So I am working on that. To answer that question, 54 Punchy asks me, did you buy your pearl scales yet? Oh, Select Pet. That's the Select Pet. Let's see. It's not letting me scroll the chat. Why is it not letting me scroll the chat up any higher? I'm missing stuff. I can't scroll up. It'll let me go down, but it won't let me go back up. Okay. Let's see. Let me go ahead and tear into this box while Greg Jones might still be here. And if nobody here knows of my aquarium box is a monthly monthly subscription box. You get it once a month, about midway through the month. It's like getting a Christmas present every month because you never know what's going to be inside this thing. I do have a code if you're not subscribed to my aquarium box. If you'd like to try my aquarium box, is that the king of DIY himself in my stream? What's up, sir? How are you? Welcome to the stream. It's very good to see you in here. No face at the moment. About to tear into this my aquarium box real quick. But if you're not subscribed to this box and you're interested in it, you can check it out. Check out their website. I do have a product code. It is MABJH. MABJH, and that will give you, I believe it's 5% off your first My Aquarium box. So you can definitely check that out. I love it. I'll be completely honest. I get it every month, and I'm kind of addicted to it just because there's always something cool in it. And if there's something in there that I can't personally use, I have no problem passing it on to another fish keeper friend of mine. Like I don't have a lot of cichlids. If I get cichlid food in this box, it's a gift for someone else. It's really cool because I could pass it along and share some of this stuff with someone else. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this just for the fun of it real quick because I have not done the unboxing on this and I don't really plan to do an unboxing on this. Oh, that's awesome. The king of DIY. This isn't Joey. This is a fan account. I don't know if I... Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. So I don't have to worry about saying anything mean. Oh, too much fun. Anyways, all right, let me go ahead and tear into this box. Have a little fun here. Um, I never read the list because that just gives it away to me. I don't want to see the list and see what's in the box right off the bat. I'll look at the value of everything in a moment. Let's see. We have API Safe and Easy. This is it's a clean aquarium glass. This is pretty awesome. So it's a lot better than Windex. So many people want to use Windex or something like that, and you risk getting the ammonia in the aquarium, which can be harmful to your fish and to the water column. So this is pretty cool. API Safe and Easy. That's awesome. I will definitely be using that because I just did cleaning. I just did all my water changes and cleaned my tanks, and I got water spots all over the outside of my aquarium. Rather than go to the Windex, I will use that. Let's see here. I have the API Aquarium Salt. I already have some of this. This is awesome. I use this medicinally in a lot of my aquariums to promote fish health. Super cool. Can never have enough of this. I will definitely be using that. Aquarium Co-op, welcome to the stream. We have, I thought we had the King of DIY in here, but I believe it's just a fan account. Oh, this is pretty awesome for my next setup, my next aquarium scape or whatnot. This is an aquarium red clay powder, which definitely would add some iron and different minerals to the substrate. Probably sprinkle this at the bottom of the substrate, and go with that before you put your fluval stratum or whatever else you might do. Maybe if you're doing a dirted tank, but kind of over the dirted tanks these days. Just like to keep things a little bit easier than that. This is pretty cool. This is mini growth pellets. These are really nice because they're not too big. I can use these with some of my fish because I don't have any cichlids, but my angelfish will love this. Will definitely love this. And oh yeah, this thing is awesome. I'm loving this. This is I think this is technically like a pepper grinder, right? So you put peppercorns in here and you can grind up peppercorns, right? And obviously you could put fish food in here as well. So, since I don't have any cichlids right now, anything that's going to really go for these larger pellets or like sinking pellets like this, I can take these pellets and I can put them into this grinder and crush them up and kind of get them into more of a powder. And this probably would actually work for making like for fry food for adolescent fry or something like that. That's pretty awesome. So I will definitely be using this in my fish room. And probably with these pellets right here because they look pretty good. There's a nice little selection of stuff in the ingredients here. It's a nice mix of good stuff. So that's what I'll probably do. I will put these pellets in here, and I can feed these to some of my fish. I've noticed that I like powdered stuff for some of my shrimp as well. So I could probably actually feed this to some of my shrimplets as well. I'm loving it. That's a really sweet box. There's always something good in there, Like I was saying, I need to do all my tanks. I need to clean all my tanks. I will definitely use this on my tanks today after the live stream. Very sweet. Let's pull the camera back up here where it belongs. Much better. Whew. All right. I blame this one on Corey. I've been drinking Monsters. I see him drinking them, and I've kind of they're so bad for your health, and I know that, but I do it anyways. But it gets me through some editing. It definitely gets me through some editing. It gets me through a live stream as well. Yes, it is the real Corey from Aquarium Co-op. Oh, let's see. Greg Jones, thank you again for putting out that code. Yeah, to get you $5 off your first My Aquarium box. It's just a really nice product, and I just really enjoy the fact that they're a grassroots kind of mom and pop business. It's it's just Mike from Mass Aquariums and Greg Jones, and they work really hard on their products. They've been pushing really hard with it, and I just think I like to support good things. I don't just support anything. and I admire their product, and there's a lot of positive energy behind it. They're good people, and like I said, they just work really hard. They've worked really hard to get where they're at, and I have no problem supporting them and supporting that box. It's always fun for me. There's always something fun in there for me. Anyways, and if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely check out my uh, what was I gonna say? Anyways, check out Aquarium Co-op's website. He's doing a 5 light giveaway. I think it's 5 Fluval 3.0s, and he's giving those away. And you can go into the website there, and there's a page set up for it. And there's multiple ways that you can win, points that you can collect to increase your chances of winning. It's really cool. But there's 5 lights to be given away this month. So if you're interested in that, if you need a new light, I know that I could use a few lights in my in my fish room. But if you're looking for that new Fluval 3.0 light, you could definitely check that out. And if you need more than one and you don't want to wait to win one, he's got them available on the website for sale. But I'm liking that new light though, because you can definitely let me know if I'm wrong about that, Corey. If you're still in the chat, they are the 3.0s. Is that correct? It's the 3.0 Fluval 3.0 that you're giving away. I'm I think I was just assuming that they were Fluvals 3.0s. Anyways, I could be wrong about the model, but the new Fluval 3.0 is a really cool light. I like the fact that it has the just the settings, and that you can actually you can control it from your phone, from an app, which is really nice as well. I definitely look forward to getting into those. Right now, I have Fluval 2.0s, and I have yeah, they are the Fluval. He said right there in the chat there, they are the Fluval 3.0s. Oh, they can pick out any light they want. I see. Okay. Yes. Yeah, they are the most expensive, and they're the coolest light out right now for the price and for the size. I think it's a quality light. Right now, I do have a mixture of the Fluval 2.0s and the Phoenix planted 24/7 lights. They're just, for me, reasonably priced, and I have had good luck with Phoenix as well. With their customer service, to be completely honest, they've given me very good customer service. I will say that about that brand. They've sent me replacement parts for free. I have no problem soldering things and fixing things. I've had a few lights that I've damaged with water, and they've gladly sent me free parts so that I can tear it open and resolder a new circuit board, or a new piece, or whatever it might be that I damaged by water. And so I've managed to keep all of my Phoenix lights alive, but only because I had the knowledge of soldering and was willing to take them apart. But either way, they have really good customer service, and they're definitely willing to help you out. I haven't had to, and maybe that's a good thing as well. I haven't had to deal with Fluval's customer service really in regards to their lighting. So I guess props off to them, because I haven't had any problems with their light. So that's something good there too. Let me check out the questions real quick. The 3.0, good for deep light. I don't know the measurements on that light and what it's capable of doing. I would not probably use any light strip like that for anything anything deeper than probably 18 or 20 inches. I don't know, but that's up to you. It all depends on how many of them that you use. It's gonna affect that as well. Let me. I keep trying to scroll up in the chat, and for some reason it won't let me scroll back up. Maybe that's because I'm doing the pop-out chat. I'm not sure. Anyways, once again, I just want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers that I have now, all of my new viewers. I'm working on some really nice content, and like I was saying before, I'm not just trying to cram out content just for the fun of it. At this point, I might not be doing 2 or 3 videos a week, but what videos you do get from me will be quality, and are gonna have to pass my own new level of standards at this point. But look forward to my next video coming up this week from Peru. And I've got a few more coming as well. I do have a series going so far. So if you haven't seen any of those videos, you can check that out as well. I don't know if anybody else can put a link up for that. But it was a fun experience, and I definitely I felt like I created some good relationships, some good friendships. I've got to know a few people there pretty well, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I learned other people's techniques, their ideas. The ways that they choose to keep fish, the way that they breed fish. I learned a lot from Dean. Dean really knows his stuff when it comes to breeding, and Corey does as well. So it was definitely, I'll say, it was a life changing experience. It was a very educational experience for me. I was definitely in my element because it's what I love to do. I love to get dirty. I love to get wet and muddy in the bush in the tropics. So that was not a problem for me at all. I was at home in the mud for sure. I think Corey was too. I could tell that wherever we went, Corey was he was like the first to get in the water. He had no problem jumping right in and getting wet and getting muddy. So I have to my hats off to him for that. Let's see. Jeff Rose Fish Keeping, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Science Gal Aquatics, it's nice to see you. Barbara Jackson, it's good to have you here in the stream as well. I don't know if I said it before. Ashley Claire, welcome to the chat. I did see you. Thank you for shooting out some of those links. And yes, Corey is a river rat. And he had a good point, too, though. It was really hot in some of those spots. And the best way to cool off and the best way to control your temperature was to just plop down in the water and take a break every once in a while and just mellow out in the stream. Definitely, I learned it the hard way. Not the hard way, but Greg Jones asks, would you recommend hip waders in Peru? No, I would not. From what I've been told and how I was educated about them is they probably drowned you or get you stuck. Once hip waders get full of water and full of mud and silt and sand, if you go down hip deep and you manage to fill them up, you're stuck. You're in there. And if you're not in there, the only other chance you have is to wiggle yourself and crawl like quicksand. When you're getting stuck in quicksand, you can't get yourself out. You're not going to get yourself out. You have to lay down, chest down, and find things or get someone to help you and pull you out. Grab onto some sticks and limbs and drag yourself out. Get down on the ground and create some surface area with your chest so that you don't sink anymore and pull yourself out. Now, if you have hip waders on like that, it's gonna make it twice as hard because now you're trying to pull out not just the weight of your legs, but you're trying to pull your legs out with the weight of the water and the weight of all the mud that's now in those hip waders. So really the only way to get out of that situation is to get yourself out of the waders and leave them behind. So no, hip waders are a bad idea. And the way I was told by some people is that you could probably you could drown with them as well, depending on your situation, how deep of what you're in, and if no one else is around. If you're out there by yourself and you get yourself in a bad spot, something that's kind of like quicksand. There was definitely some situations that we were in, some areas that are a lot more like quicksand. When you take clay and you take sand, like silt and sand, and you put them together like that with water, it is an incredible substance that you can sink right into hip deep, and you don't get out of it very easily. And in some situations, you really need someone else to help you get out. So hip waders, no. Someone else on Facebook had mentioned that to me. Any bullet ants? No, we didn't see anything that we knew or could identify as bullet ants, but there was plenty of leaf cutter ants, and they were beautiful. Like, they were big, healthy ants, and it was awesome to see them at work, just to see how constructive they are, and just to see how fast they move and how much they can carry. If you watch Corey's last video, you'll be able to see that he's got some nice shots that I think he got from Dean. Dean's got a nice shot of them as well on his Instagram of the leaf cutter ants. And I have a shot somewhere. I haven't used it yet. I have some B-roll with some leaf cutter ants, which will probably come out. Maybe I'll throw that in this next video in the beginning or the end there, just as B-roll. Let's see. What else was I going to say? Something I saw in chat. But if it moves too fast and I miss it, I'll be honest right now. If I don't keep up on the chat, it's not letting me scroll back up to see what I've missed, and I don't know why it's acting that way. Oh, there we go. I see what happened. We're good. I've got it. Dart frogs. We did not see any dart frogs. There was definitely lots of frogs in the evenings, but there was no dart frogs. Oh, and I guess what I was trying to get at too. There was also there was another ant that we saw that was really cool, and I did get some footage of that. It was a bullet ant. Not a bullet ant, but it was what they call a solitary ant, which was really cool. They live alone. They forage and they wander alone. And we saw it by a creek or river when we went to see the first set of waterfalls on our first day, and it was huge. I mean, it's probably an inch long. You definitely wouldn't want to get bit by it. Yeah, you probably would. You could probably classify it as a bullet ant. I'm not sure. As far as I know, that it was kind of even poisonous. Probably make you sick and dizzy and be super painful with kind of like a little bit of an allergic reaction or something. Is if was the way Felix put it. But that was that solitary ant was yeah, Ashley Claire. Thank you for those emojis with the hashtag solitary ant. Oh boy. Let's see. Trying to check out any questions here in the chat. Yeah, there's lots of really cool ants. Honestly, the butterflies were incredible. I was really excited with all the butterflies. I kind of jumped in my skin there for a minute. There were awesome butterflies everywhere. 100+ species of butterflies, and they're just flying all around you. If you watch any of the content that Corey's put out or that I've put out, butterflies everywhere. The last video I did, you saw us with a seine net, and we're working with a seine net on the edge of the water, and we were surrounded by butterflies. Like they're like in the way, kind of. What was the biggest thing that Oddball Aquatics asked me, what was the biggest thing I learned on the Peru trip that I didn't know and blew my mind? The TDS that these fish live in. I guess specifically, I would have to say the parameters of these, where these fish come from. Like you look at all my tanks behind me, they're pristine. They're covered with all these, all these green plants. I've got multiple species of plants in there. Blah blah blah. They're pretty, nice picture up aquariums, right? That's not reality though. And it kind of changed my whole perspective of aquariums, the kind of aquariums I want to make in the future. I've always liked black water and brackish water aquariums, and after this experience, I am totally sold on black water aquariums. So what really blew my mind and what I learned is that these fish truly, they come from waterways with parameters of TDSs as low as 5, 6, 7, 8, and they, more acidic water than we would think. Some of these locations even had that, not many that we saw actually specifically, but I know from other people that in the same areas there are some waterways that have a pH as low as 5.4. But to see these waterways with tannins that are so heavy, with so much silt and tannins in the water that you have almost zero visibility, but at the same time the TDS is 8 parts per million, and the water temperatures are like 70 degrees, and they probably even get cooler. But this was the winter time, so the water temperatures that we were getting were definitely the cooler temperatures of of the year, which was awesome to see as well, just to see how low it goes. But yeah, 5.4 is pretty acidic water, and I could even be wrong. I'm just like, it could be the other way around. I know that there was some really acidic stuff, is maybe even as low as 4.5. but not that we saw. I think the lowest TDS, I'm sorry, the lowest pH that we came across was like 6.4, 6.3 or 6.4, I believe. But yeah, to answer that question, yeah, the thing that really blew my mind the most was just the natural environment that these fish come from, what they really do enjoy, what they prefer. I mean, you can look in these waterways and you had multiple different kinds of environments along a river. You had the main river, you had little side rivers, like little side creeks, that do their own thing, as the waterways are drying up in the wintertime a little bit. And they're all completely different environments. And the Weissmanite Corridors, they're not going to be in the main waterway, the big with the heavy moving water. That's where you find the Ancestris. They're hanging out over there. The Weissmanite Corridors and stuff like that, and other corridors, Cory cats, were hanging out in a little bit more mellow, pretty shallow water. They liked a lot of sand, like fine sand at the bottom. And the TDS was like 7. It's just it's pretty awesome. And obviously, because they're smaller waterways, when the sun's out during the day, it's warming up that water. So the smaller little creeks had a higher water temperature than the main rivers. Um, but it totally changed my outlook on creating a nature tank, because I've always done, like you see behind me, like planted aquariums and call them nature tanks, but they're just planted aquascapes as far as I'm concerned at this point. You know, they're just planted aquascapes. They're pretty and all, and they're nice picture ops, but that's not reality. Uh, like for the apistogramma, these different cichlids, they were even living in some of that. I think that the cichlids were hanging out in the more shallow areas, and some of the tetra as well with the Weissmanite Corridoras. We're definitely seeing, and a lot of the places where we found tetra, we were also finding apistogramma. But it's just cool to see what they really like. Daniel asked me what was the most exciting thing that we collected. That would probably have to be the green gold and the gold ancestris. Number one being the gold ancestris. If you check out the thumbnail for one of the last Peru videos that Corey did, his thumbnail shows this 14 karat gold looking ancestris. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if you put a filter on that, but that is pretty much what that fish looks like in the sunlight. When the sun's hitting that, it was straight up metallic gold. And of course, people have been saying, well, we'll see what it grows out to be. Maybe it's just the males that look like that. Maybe it's just the females. I mean, we saw males and females that both had that level of gold. So I don't know about that argument, but maybe when they get older, they would lose that color as they grow out. That could happen. I'll be honest that the gold ones were smaller. We didn't see any massive ancestors that had that super gold look. So maybe they lose that when they get a little bit older, but either way, they were beautiful ancestors. And I'd have to say that that was probably one of the top things that we found. Oh yeah, there was so no filter on that picture. No, but I mean, I saw them in person, and they did look like that. They had an incredible gold to them, and then these dark areas to back that up to contrast it. Just be interesting to see what they look like when they're fully grown, to see if they hold that color still, or just to see if they hold that color in captivity in an aquarium. For all we know, it's something in their diet. It's something in the water, minerals in the water that affect that. There was some cool spots where the side streams where the rocks were bronze colored. They were gold, metallic on the outside of the rock. Now, it wasn't the rock that looked that way. It wasn't the mineral of the rock itself, because if you flip the rocks over, they look like normal round river rocks, gray in color. But the surfaces of all these rocks and some of these side streams where we were finding the Corridora which was really interesting too because the Corridora, the Weissmanni Corridora specifically, there have a lot more reddish or orangish red to them than the ones you would find in the aquarium hobby. And it's just interesting that they were found in the same area where these rocks are, and it really helped them like blend in. It was like camouflage because these rocks had like a goldish, bronzish, metallic coating on them, and we kept going over like whether or not it was minerals from the water that are drying on the surface of the rocks and creating a layer on the surface of the rocks, which is kind of like what we all kind of agreed on. But we probably have to get involved with some scientists and some other people and test all the minerals in the water, do water tests and a bunch of other studies to come up with that and figure out exactly why those rocks look like that. But it was incredible. It was like something heavenly. You're walking along this creek and all the rocks look like they're coated with bronze. And then you're walking around and you've got like hundreds of Corridora, Weissmanni Corridora, swimming around you, just taunting you. Oddball Aquatics, I kind of just answered that question. What was the best catch in Peru? It was definitely that gold Ancestris. There was some other cool stuff. The Weissmanni Corridora, which are kind of known in that region, were definitely a best catch as well. I think that's on the top of the list. There was some nice tetra and whatnot. I fell in love with these nano blue tetra even before I found them. I just love the idea of them, and when I found them and saw them, I was in love with them. I just love nanofish. I love petite little delicate things, and it was just they were beautiful when the sun hits them just right. They have a nice metallic blue, almost like a neon blue going on. And they don't get any longer than an inch when they're fully grown. And I do have some of those coming to me through Go Wild Peru soon enough. It looks like that's going to be extended out a little bit. I think they're being shipped out on the 13th, but that's fine. I need to work on my RODI system. But this tank behind me on the bottom, my camera's backwards. The tank here on the bottom, that's being set aside just for them. There's no fish in that right now, and that's where they're going temporarily anyways. So I'm just working hard to let that tank cycle, but also get the TDS as low as possible so they're happy because they were found in areas with like a TDS of 9, I believe. So I'd like to keep my TDS as low as possible. And maybe I can slowly acclimate the F1, F2 generation. I can kind of acclimate them to a little bit more realistic TDS that I don't have to stress so much. Anyone get sick? Yeah, everybody got sick a little bit. No, I didn't. I personally didn't get sick on the trip, but there was stuff. Viola Hops asks, "Does anyone get sick on those Peru trips?" There's always a chance of eating something funny, especially when you're eating out in some of these more impoverished places with these small little kitchens that there is no health code, so you do have to be careful with that. I think a couple of the guys, got a little bit of a stomach thing going on. I know Corey did for a little bit there. Dwayne did for a little bit there. Kind of made it hard for me to have time in the restroom, but so, see, now we're all bunked in the same room. But things happen. But the key is just trying to drink a lot of water, being healthy, rehydrate yourself, and just be conscious of what you put in your body. Don't drink the river water. That would probably help as well. Let's see if I'm missing any questions. One thing that I do want to reiterate and bring up real quick. Lisa Aquatics, hello, how are you? Welcome to the chat. It's good to see you. I love your content. I need to keep up with everybody's stuff. I've been gone so long, and I feel like I've been gone away from everyone else's content as well, but I need to get back up on that. One thing I do want to reiterate and bring up, I'm at it's like 3:24. I'm getting close to really the end of the hour. I don't want to take it much longer than the hour, really, just to keep it straight and keep it consistent. But I do want to reiterate and remind people that to the people that might question what we were doing there and whether or not it was right or wrong or ethical, I do want to remind people that we honestly could barely even touch the surface and impact the environment, to be completely honest. And we were doing it as ethically as possible. But for every 50 or 100 Weissmanni Corridora that we saw swimming along our feet and taunting us, we maybe caught two. And I don't know. I think we maybe got 24 out of the whole thing of the Weissmanni, but hundreds and hundreds of these guys, and they would just literally they school up. They do love to school up, and they would you'd have like a school of 8 or 10 just swim past your legs. It just it's very frustrating. I'll be completely honest. When you're out there to try to catch them, and they just swim around and taunt you and tease you. But please keep in mind that definitely unethical. Uh, no, definitely. What we were doing is an effort to get some of these fish into the hobby. Well, we did probably, we collected probably 5 or more unnamed, undescribed species. So, part of what we're doing is helping science. We're helping find new species, getting them cataloged, making it known to science that these fish exist. Um, and at the same time, to some of these fish that are aesthetically pleasing and enjoyable to the hobby, we were able to bring some of these fish back so that they can be bred in captivity, and we can maintain a population in captivity so other people don't have to go out to the wild to get these fish. I think that all of us involved took it as a responsibility to not bring back anything that we were not going to take care of properly. I know that that was kind of my point, and at one point, I wasn't going to bring anything back because I'm not going to bring back something unless I'm going to breed it and try to at least offer F1s and F2s to maybe even someone else even more successful of a breeder than me, just to make sure that I sustain the colony and the population in captivity, so no one else has to go and get it. So just keep in mind that it was done very ethically and very minimally, and in any situation where there were fish that we felt were at any risk, there was the limit as to how many we could take from the wild. Sometimes it was low as like you can only take 2 or take 4 from this spot, or not take any sometimes if we felt like it was that kind of situation. So just please keep that in mind, that it was done very responsibly, very ethically, and in an effort to positively uh, support science and support the hobby and protect the natural environments as well. Let's see. Yeah, thank you to everybody that supports me, everybody that's hanging out here, enjoying my chat. I really do appreciate it. I have no idea how many people are in this chat. If you enjoy it, you like it, go ahead and click on that like button. I do appreciate that as well. You can share my content if you enjoy it and you feel there's someone out there that can gain something or get some value out of my content. Please share it. I do appreciate that as well. If you're interested in supporting me in my content, the best way to support me is through Patreon. I have my Patreon account, and all the funds from my Patreon, as well as my funding that I get through my Google AdSense, which is virtually nothing, goes back into my channel, whether it be supporting my new coming fiber optic internet, or a new webcam, or RODI system for all my aquariums, or new lighting, things like that. But none of it goes to waste. None of it goes to me, really. It goes back to the channel. It goes back to the fish. So I do appreciate all that. Oh, yeah, Greg Jones, there is that too. And that's another thing too, is, some of these fish we're pulling out of the wild, and we're really protecting them in other ways because their natural environments are being destroyed. Greg Jones mentions the gold mining ruins the waterways. There's many different places where we could see that there was evidence of that, where illegal gold mining is happening. They're pumping water and stirring up the silt and stirring up the substrate within these rivers, and they add chemicals to that to separate the gold from the other minerals. Now, those chemicals that they're adding to the water are high in mercury. So in the end, all that washes downstream with the silt, and you end up completely poisoning and killing all of the fish in the river all the way downstream. It was pretty upsetting to see, and to see that the government is probably getting paid off and is in cahoots with this. This is all illegal. Of course, it's not supposed to be happening. The government doesn't condone it, but some politician is getting paid off and people are getting away with it. It's happening every day there in Peru, along with illegal lumber. There's lots of cultivation of illegal lumber, and so those two things are pretty devastating to the natural environment there. But in a lot of those cases, like I was saying, we're collecting some of these fish in an effort to protect them as well, because maybe next time we go there, those certain waterways will have been polluted by mercury, and there won't be an opportunity to um, to do that, to get those fish anymore. We might be actually, and there is some spots that we were at that we checked out. We wouldn't touch the water, we wouldn't get in the water, but we actually did find. We went to the geocord location of the original location of the Weismanni Corridora, where it was originally found when it was described and named. And that waterway is completely polluted. We did see some caiman crocodiles in the water, but the waterway was completely polluted with silt and mercury, and it was really unfortunate. So it's happening, and it is truly affecting the animals in these environments. So there's also something else. I don't have a link for it, and I don't even know for sure. It's the Potomac. I think it's the Potomac. It's the Potomac Valley Aquarium Society, I believe it is. I could be wrong about the name. If someone is in here that knows of it, I think it is the Potomac Valley Aquarium Society. But they have created a fund, and they're trying to purchase one more piece of land, another lot of land. I think it's $7,600 for this lot of land. But if you're interested in donating some money into the rainforest to help protect certain parts of the rainforest in northern Peru, there is a fund set up there with the Potomac Aquarium Society, and I'm sure you can find their website. I'm about to close up this chat, so I'm not going to go looking for it, but I do need to get that in a link in a video. I will be making this a video specifically on that here in the future. But yeah, there's actually trying to purchase some land. They already have one piece purchased, but they're trying to get another lot next to it. And this is land along the river to help protect the rainforest and to protect the where the rainforest meets the river for a lot of the wetland animals and whatnot there. Anyways, I appreciate all you guys for hanging out and enjoying this chat. I thank you so much, Greg Jones. Thank you so much for posting that code again as well. And Ashley Claire, thank you so much for all your support and helping get some links out there. It means so much to me. But thank you to all of my new subscribers out there, to all of my new viewers. I think I've gained about 1,700 new subscribers in the last 3 or 4 days. It's been pretty impressive, and all I know is I feel like I have a responsibility to follow through and to create some quality, valuable content to educate you, not just entertain you, and just share with you my experiences, such as my Peru trip and other experiences when I go and I travel. I am looking forward to in the future here going to St. Croix, which is an island south of me, to do a little fish collecting there of local wild guppies and a wild type molly that has been identified there. I will also be taking a trip to the big island of St. Thomas, which is part of the U.S. Virgin Islands, and working with some university students there that have found a freshwater eel here. Have actually possibly identified 7 species of fish. I've only personally found 3 species of fish here in my home island of St. John. So I plan on getting over there and making some content out of that, and trying to find some new species to add to my list and to share that with you guys. In the future, I also am looking forward to going to Jamaica to go see Raleigh with Fish Keeping Jamaica. He is a school teacher and a fish breeder. And most of you might know of his channel, Fish Keeping Jamaica. He's just a really down to earth, positive guy. and I've been looking forward to going and checking out his island of Jamaica, and going and doing a little bit of fish collecting with him in the wild and seeing what they have available there. On top of all that, I will be in New Jersey for the Aquatic Experience, and that's coming up in mid-October. So if you're going to be there, definitely look forward to saying hi to you and meeting you there. I really do appreciate all of my fans that show up there, all of the good people, the whole community. I think that the hashtag Fish Fam, we will make a very big scene this year. Last year there was a lot, but I think this year it's going to be double, kind of almost scary. And as far as I know, we were going to have a little bit more space. The YouTube space might be a little bit bigger this year, and that will help accommodate all of us. Holy Caputo! I couldn't even tell if that was real or not. Science, technology, and beyond. That would be Leona, Miss Leona. That's just, my heart just kind of like jumped in my chest there a little bit. I almost get a little teary. Thank you so much, Leona. I appreciate that so much. I'm kind of speechless, and I have no idea what to say except thank you so much. And I'll probably see you later in Big Easy's stream. Thank you so much. That doesn't mean I don't get to leave, do I? Do I not get to leave? Like, I don't. I don't get to leave. The stream can't be over now. I don't think. HC Aquatics, how are you, buddy? It's good to see you in here. Yes, those Barbara Jackson. Thank you for those emojis. They're very suiting right now. Aquarium Cop has that NJAE 2018. That's New Jersey Aquatic Experience 2018. Yeah, Leona, you're gonna make me tear up. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support, and I'm just waiting for my heart to start beating properly again. I mean, the monster probably has something to do with it, but that bright red super chat in my face kind of first off made me jump, and then I was like, is that $1? That's not $1. Too many zeros. I'm gonna say thank you again, Leona. I really do appreciate it. My cell phone's dying soon. Oh, we'll go charge it up. Meant to send something for your camera, but my mind ain't straight, or my mind ain't right. Well, go charge up your phone. Maybe I'll see you over in Big Easy stream. Thank you so much. I kind of get a kick out of what Leona does. She has an awesome job contracting, making some cool stuff for some how do we put it? I'll just say contractors that work in outer space, and she makes some pretty cool machine products, machined items and stuff, and equipment and tools and stuff that's used in outer space. Which I totally geek out and nerd out on that stuff, and I could just watch her in the machine shop working on stuff. I mean, she could just do a live stream about that, and it would be awesome. But she's got a really cool koi pond. Well, actually, doesn't have koi in it. It's got some goldfish and some other fish, but she's got a nice little pond that she's got set up in her yard, which I've been geeking out on as well. Okay, my heart's still not back to normal. And that will go to a webcam, because I was gonna get this the Elgato Cam Link is what I was really tempted to purchase for my A6500, right? I was going to use the Sony A6500 as a webcam because I could film it in much higher images. But I went and studied that product, and there's definitely some limitations, and I'm limited to what my camera can do. So in the end, the A6500 is going to shut off after a certain amount of time. So if I was doing an hour-long stream, my webcam could actually shut off in the middle of it. I don't know if there's some settings. Maybe it could totally work. I'd have to definitely fine tune my camera and change the settings so that my camera doesn't have like a power save mode and shut off in the middle of a stream. But I was starting to think about it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get a high definition camera because all it's gonna allow me to do, it's not like I can shoot in 4K or 120 frames per second. Anyways, it'll only take 180 1080p at 60 frames per second, and I can get that out of a webcam as well. So I'm looking at purchasing a new webcam, and that will go towards that for sure. Eric, how are you? Good to see you up in here. Placo Whisperer. I'm reading it properly. It's Placo Whisper, but I think you meant to put Placo Whisperer. But Big Easy, what's up? Welcome to the chat. I appreciate you checking it out and hanging out. Of course, you know you're going to see me later in your stream, more than likely. Hopefully, Leona can charge up her camera. I mean, up her phone, and she can hang out as well. I like to say thank you to her again later. Let's see. KG Cichlids. I just see that. And let's see. I'm going over. I'm 10 and 11 minutes over my time. So I really should get out of here, completely out of here. But I guess I decided to hang out a little bit longer because Leona threw down a crazy super chat. But that super chat will probably stay up for like a whole hour. So I can't stream for a whole another hour. Plus, she's gone, which is, I kind of want to stream for her. Let's see. Any questions? You guys throw me some questions so I don't feel like I'm just rambling. I will be putting, I guess I'll bring up that fact that I will be, yeah, I'm still here, Priscilla. I'm supposed to be gone, but Leona sent me like an insane super chat, so it's really, I feel guilty shutting down my stream just yet. But my tank behind me here, the one that's the Paludarium. Oh, my camera is really so backwards. I gotta switch this back around. This tank right here is my Paludarium, and if you can't really tell because the light is really bright, but it is completely overgrown. I have to hustle on that and trim a bunch of stuff out of it and rescape that a little bit. There's some fern made it in the way in my back. I opened up my luggage when I got home and I found this crazy prehistoric looking fern. I don't know how I got there, but that's gonna find its new home in that Paludarium. So I need to trim some things up in there. I have Bacopa like going crazy in there. I have some. I have the Hygrophila angustifolia just going rampant in that Paludarium, immersed above the water. The Hydrocotyle Japanese, that's also just like a weed in that Paludarium. And I got to trim all that stuff back and make it pretty again and clean out the pump so that the waterfall works a little bit better. But the fish seem happy. But that's coming up too. Working on my Paludarium, getting it back into shape, making it picture worthy. I've been wanting to take a video of it from Instagram, but it's unsightly right now. It's not. It's a little embarrassing. Let's see. How is the new camera? The new filming camera, the Sony a6500. Right here with the Mega Rode. This is the original Rode Mic Pro that is huge. I've had to put it all the way out on the end and even turn it a little bit of an angle so that I don't get the Rode mic in the shot. I probably would have purchased, I think what's the Rode Mic Pro, not the original. This is the original, but there's the newer one. Oops. There's the newer Rode mic, which is actually a little bit shorter, about half the length. And I would have ordered that if I realized, and I ordered this, I had this mic before I ever got the camera. So, but the camera, I'm loving it. I'm just starting to get comfortable editing and filming in 10 and 60 frames per second and 120 frames per second and doing like full 4K. I'm definitely starting to get comfortable with that. There's definitely a learning curve because when I got into this whole YouTube channel, I was working with some other cameras. I had a Canon even, but I was just filming with it. I didn't really take photography and take the camera seriously. But when I got this camera, I think part of it was seeing what Jimmy can do with it and realizing I can get the same footage with that. You know, this is the same camera he shot all this awesome stuff with. So in my mind, it's like I should be able to do that too with this camera. Obviously, I need to work on my editing skills and whatnot, but it kind of changed my perspective on it, and it's kind of put me in a position to really learn photography and cinematography and learn the functions and the abilities of a professional camera like this. And so all of a sudden, it became a major learning curve because I just started to feel really stupid about my knowledge for of photography and of cameras. Um, but it's a good thing. It's all part of it. It's all part of the process. It's all part of the learning experience. And so I've been enjoying this camera, and I've been learning a little bit every day with it, and just slowly getting better. And just trying to learn with it. So I'm really grateful to have it. I really do appreciate having the opportunity to have a quality camera like this, and I appreciate the fact that Jimmy sold it to me for such a reasonable price and helped me learn it a little bit and give me a little tutorial on it. And whenever I have questions, um, he'll answer them. But he did kind of hot rod it out in the first place. This handle here, and the cage that's on it, I don't know what I would have done in Peru without it. Like, I would not. I don't know. Like, I think everything that's happened the way it's happened, like, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now if it wasn't for all the things falling into place. And one of them was having the opportunity to have this camera. And she's in the chat right now, and I want to say thank you so much. I really do appreciate everything that she's done to help me. Priscilla MK Arts. Most of you might not know, but she created. I'm not really much into the GoFundMe thing. I would never make a GoFundMe for myself, just so you know that. But she felt for my situation and appreciated my content and whatever her reasons were. But she took the time and set up a GoFundMe account right before I went to Peru to help me purchase this camera. I was going to get this camera either way. If I had to just live off of macaroni and cheese, which I kind of still did anyways, and put all my money into it, I was going to find a way to get this camera either way. But she put together a GoFundMe, and she helped fund everybody together. A lot of really cool people. Some people that are here in the chat right now. Thank you all very much. Put some funds together and helped pay for pretty much half of the value of this camera. So I wouldn't be able to do this without my viewers, without my patrons, without the people that watch my content and enjoy it. Let's see. Did the PVC camera cage you made work out? Oh yeah, it definitely worked out. And I should have put a video together with the turtle footage that I got with it before I left. I threw it up on my Facebook page because I was rushing to film a bunch of stuff and edit a bunch of stuff, and it didn't make it to being edited all the way. So I threw it up on. Did I get rid of it? Is it still here on my computer? I think I deleted it right off of my computer. Never delete anything is what I've been told. I've been taught recently. It's been told to me over and over again, never delete anything. And don't have a lot of space on my computer, and I have deleted a lot of things. Most of my videos, the original cuts, the original videos have been deleted because I just don't have the space for it. That's another thing I need to purchase is a large solid state drive so that I can keep all of my content, all of my runs, and all of my finished pieces. Dwayne Kitchell, what's up? It's good to see you in here. Better late than never. That is for sure. That just reminds me of our first night in Peru. Better late than never. Oh boy, we didn't even find each other. We were supposed to run into each other at the airport. Our flights were half an hour apart, but we didn't see each other in the airport. It was crazy. It was like celebrities were coming in at night in the Peruvian airport there. There are thousands of people with handmade signs in huge crowds waiting for their loved ones and their friends to come in, and it is a mess. It is an insane crowd of people. and my eyes were almost bleeding trying to read all these little handmade paper signs looking for one that had my name on it and had Dwayne's name on it from the taxi driver. And we were both in that airport for 2 hours trying to find each other. It was a little crazy. It probably could have been a little bit easier, but it wasn't, and that's just the way it was. But yeah, better late than never. That's what that reminds me of. The Secret History Living in Your Aquarium. Alexander, how are you? It's good to see you here. I don't know if you just popped in. I'm just seeing your name there. Welcome to the chat. I am so over. Looks like this has turned into an hour and a half stream, which cannot be good for my analytics. Try to keep these things proper. Try to keep it at least an hour. But I've got $100 super chat sitting up there, and now Dwayne's here, Alexander's here, Daryl Dimmer is still here. Thank you so much for hanging out, and thanks for your super chat there in the beginning. I will be roomies with Daryl Dimmer in the wonderful state of New Jersey in October for the Aquatic Experience. So just a warning to everybody: if you hear, any, the party down the hall, it might be me and Daryl, uh, tearing it up with some music and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll probably keep it pretty quiet. But yeah, I'll be rooming with Daryl Dimmer, and we have an awesome time there, and just enjoy the aquatic experience and have some awesome meals. I know that from last year, it's really fun for us all to get together and eat out. All of us guys, lots of the YouTubers and whatnot, we go out to dinner together and just like take over a restaurant and kind of like freak out all the servers. You can see the looks on their face. They all turn pale when a crowd of like 45 YouTubers walks in the door and says, "Do you have a table for 45?" Aaron's Aquarium. I love your channel, man. I don't have any saltwater aquariums right now because I live in an unfortunate location. You might know I live in the Virgin Islands, and we have random long power outages, and I'm not rich enough to have, an automatic transfer switch and a diesel generator. So if I had a saltwater aquarium, it would not last very long. It would melt down pretty quickly due to power outages. So I have not made that leap into saltwater, but your channel makes me want to, just so you know. It's nice to see Aaron from Aaron's Aquarium in here. And I will see him at the Aquatic Experience as well. Probably see him hanging out over at the My Aquarium Box booth, which I saw him hanging out there last year. He's kind of like the UK representative for the aquarium, My Aquarium Box. Let's see. New York Gold, what's up? It's good to see you in here. Never late, never whatever you. I can't even say anything more. I'm losing it. Jadron Aquatics, what's up? How are you? I don't know if Jadron. I don't know if you saw my carry-on. Makes me want to go get it. Wait, let me go. I'm freaking out the dog. So, Jadrin, you gave me that whole bunch of stickers, and I couldn't figure out what to do with all these stickers. And I thought about it, and as I've been doing the hashtag FishFamNews and really just, being involved with the hashtag FishFam community, I figured if I can't take everybody with me to Peru, I can at least, or inside of my carry-on, I can at least put them on the outside of my carry-on. So I did just that. So I took all of the stickers you've ever sent me of all of the awesome fish community, fish niche channels, and they're all here. I don't know, Jadrin, if you have had a chance to check that out. I don't know. I talked about it in the live stream before I went to Peru. But I got all kinds of good guys. Some of the stickers got a little beat up, but that's what happens when you're traveling. I just put more stickers on it to cover up all the scratches, but it's awesome. Yeah, HC Aquatics, you're on here. I got most everybody, pretty much any sticker that he ever made is on this carry-on somewhere, and a couple extra ones. That's for sure. But yeah, I just wanted you to check that out, Jadron. Jason at Jadron Aquatics. You've been really supportive of the whole community, and as most of you don't know, this last year, Jadron took the time to make stickers for a lot of the people in the hashtag Fish Fam community in the fish keeping niche here on YouTube, and for free, which was really awesome of him to do that. So I have a bunch of stickers myself, of my stickers that I will be bringing to the aquatic experience because I still have them. There's no reason for him to make any more for me. I still have plenty, and he knows why. There was a there was a mistake there with shipping or whatnot. That they didn't get here on time for the aquatic experience last year. So he brought a whole nother batch with him to the aquatic experience so that I would have stickers. So now I ended up with twice as many stickers as probably anybody else got. So I still have a whole slew of stickers, and I will be bringing those to the aquatic experience and handing those out, giving those out to my peeps. Rob Hicks Aquariums, it's good to see you here. Dan's Aquatics, it's good to see you here as well. In the Diva, Mad Fish Diva in the house. Mr. B's Fishing Things. Good to see you here, buddy. I appreciate all of your support as well. All right. Looks like we got an hour and a half out of this. Stayed another half an hour for Leona and her $100 super chat. My heart is back to normal. It's not palpitating anymore. But I'm still a little bit in shock. And I do appreciate her support so very much. And all of those funds go right back into this channel, go right back into better lighting, goes back into better webcam, to my new fiber optic internet, which is coming within the next week or two. I will be switching over to a fiber optic line, having 10 megabytes up and down, like a pretty static line because it's fiber optic. It's not going to go up and down. It's going to be clean and solid. I won't look like Legos. I won't be lagging way behind. It'll probably allow me to go back to using my OBS. And that'll be awesome. So look forward to that. That's coming as well. Let's see. Have you bought so hard for me to pronounce that, but I'm gonna try. Siddharth Sri Kumar. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't try to butcher your name. I'm so sorry. He says, have you bought any of the fish from Peru to any of your tanks? I do have about 24, maybe more, of the Nano Blue Tetra, which will be arriving here probably closer to the end of the month. They will not be leaving from Peru until the 13th. So they're undergoing a very long quarantine, which is so much better because of being acclimated to an aquarium for a lot longer, which is it's always better. The longer they can stay in quarantine and the longer they can be acclimated in an aquarium before they're shipped out just makes me feel better because the Nano Blue Tetra, the Tobapa tensis is their species. They are pretty fragile. Like if you touch them with your bare hands, you can kill them. They're really fragile little nano fish. They're really tiny and really fragile. But it's a challenge for me, and I just love petite little nano things, so I'm gonna have a ball with them. But this is gonna be really nice. It's gonna be really nice to get them, but it's nice that they're taking a while to get here. So yes, I do have fish coming. I don't have any fish right now. I know I need to get with Rack from River Life, and we need to do a live stream. Or I need to go visit him, and I think he's in Tennessee, and we need to go collect some local fish. That'd be something cool to do one day, someday. Let's see, Aaron, are you okay, Jasper? He's chewing on something. Okay, Aaron's Aquarium, have a good one. I've got to go finish my video. Yeah, get on that editing. I hear you. I know what it's like. I'm going to be editing tonight and still trying to get to bed at a reasonable time so that I can work a solid 10 or 12 hours tomorrow, honestly, with 2 jobs. Let's see. So thank you, Aaron's Aquarium, for coming and checking out the stream. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, if you're into saltwater aquariums, go and check his stuff out. He's got a lot of really good content, and he's got some pretty awesome aquariums. Let's see. The 13th, yeah, is when they're looking to be shipped out. It was going to be the 8th, but I think they're going to ship everything from these last 2 trips. There was a trip behind us, another group of people. They're going to ship everything out together, and just to make it safer and easier. But that's fine with me. It's just more time in quarantine, more time to for these fish to adapt to aquarium life and things like that. Let's see, JH Aquatics. I remember when you were first on YouTube, and you are so much a great add to the fish fam. Thank you so much, Rob Hicks. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. I love this community. I really do. I love the positive side of this community. I love all the good people that are here, and how supportive and everyone is, and how on the large majority of things, people do not talk down to each other. They don't belittle each other. We all try to support each other. We try to help each other and educate each other. I mean, there's some people that I know that are friends of mine that might have been doing something wrong with fish, and I'm not going to go be rude to them and talk down to them, but it is our responsibility to help each other out, though, and to go to each other on a private level, something to say, hey man, like, you should probably try to do this, or I really wouldn't recommend doing that because you might do this or that. It might kill that fish. But it's all for the good of the hobby and to support each other and to help each other. I just really do enjoy how positive this community is and how much we work together to support each other rather than tear each other down. And we're not all in this for ourselves, but we're in this for each other and for the whole community. And we're in this for the fish. I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of us that are just total fish nerds and fish geeks, is in the end, we want to make sure that our fish survive, and we want to make sure that everyone else's fish survive as well. We don't want to see our friends and our fellow fish keepers killing fish for one reason or the other, or forcing fish to live in proper environments and all that good stuff. Either way, this is a really awesome community, a very positively based community, and I'm really happy and very glad to be part of it. So very much. My throat is hurting. This is the first time that I've actually kind of started getting like a sore throat from talking so much and doing this whole stream on a half of a monster. I'm probably gonna almost lose my voice if I keep this up. So it's about 4:02. I've gone a half an hour over the mark. I really should get out of here. I really need to get on with my afternoon. I have some content to edit for the week. I need to drink some water or something for my throat because it's starting to hurt and feel dry and sore. What else do we have? Let me see some final things in the chat real quick. Color enhancing fish food gimmick, or do they work? No, they most definitely work. They just only work as long as you're feeding them that food. Doesn't last forever. You just have to. But there's definitely truly color enhancing foods, and they do work. There's even some really cool ones just for shrimp, and specific to color, depending on what color you're trying to pull out of the fish. You're going to feed them the certain things to increase those specific colors. But it's definitely not a gimmick. It definitely is true, and it does work. Oh, my throat. Yes, Dwayne Kitchell, thank you so much for saying that. Definitely hit that like button if you enjoy this content and you want to see more of it. Definitely check out my other videos. Check out my series that I have on the Peru trip. I will be adding a video to it early this week. And I have a few more coming on top of that. So keep up on that series. And just don't forget to check out my other content. You might enjoy it if you're new to this channel. And if you're not new to this channel, thank you for the content that you have watched, liked, shared, and commented on. It does mean so much to me. You guys are the fuel and the fire that keep me going. and inspire me and motivate me to keep going forward. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And thank you to all of you out there that have supported me through this stream, through this chat today, with links and keeping things going, being my moderators. Thank you so very much for that as well. And I gotta get out of here. I gotta get some water and relax my throat. And just remember, guys, remember. I don't know. Does anybody know what I'm about to say? Remember, guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.